What? This is developer workshop number. I hope someone's keeping count. I'm not sure. We are hosting them all the time. But regardless, today we have someone really exciting that I brought on. Oh, just in case people don't know, I'm Emily, developer advocate for Linea. Today we brought on Push Protocol. I'm not going to say anything about Push Protocol because Fabio here is obviously the best person to introduce that. But I guess yeah, let's start with that actually. Fabio, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. Hey everybody, I'm Fabio. I'm a developer at Push Protocol, and the idea for this workshop is just to give an introduction of Push, why Push was created, because usually people just talk about the protocol, but usually don't explain very well why the protocol was needed in the first place. And lastly, we can dive into some demos on how you can integrate different products that Push Protocol has into your dApp, into your smart contracts, into your dApp. So that's the overall um, plan that I have for today.
Yeah, awesome. No, I'm super excited to bring you on. I believe when I was still in the truffle team, we did a workshop together about push notifications. So if you want to check that out, that's on the Truffle Suite YouTube as well as trufflesuite.com. We added notifications to a rental marketplace for users when their thing was unlisted. But this time, totally flipped the script. Fabio's doing all of the work. I'm here to just sit, but really excited to come see you back. I think it's been about a year and Push has done so much more. Um, and so let's go. I guess let's hop into it. I know you have slides. I'm very
Yeah,
curious about what's new with Push. Why it's I know why it's around, but like you introduce that.
yeah,
Uh, yeah.
sure, cool. Let's get started. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me go to the slides.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm sharing the slides. Let me know if you can see it.
I can. Oh, I just want to briefly say I think there's quite a few chats asking if we're AI or bots. This is not true.
Uh,
Fabio and I are very real people. But
yeah,
anyways, let's hop into it. We're not made out of technology, but you are presenting on technology. Um, and and we'll open up to questions later.
sure. Cool. Hey everybody. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about as I said, push protocol, why it was created, and different ways on how you can integrate push protocol into your own protocol. So first of all, what we like to say is in Web 2, what we're used to using our smartphones is that everything starts with a notification. For example, whenever I receive a new email, it's not like I'm on Gmail pressing F5 or constantly reloading the app to see if I have a new email. No, I receive a new notification, then from the notification, I take action. The same for messages, Telegram messages, or WhatsApp messages. Whenever I receive a new message, I receive a notification, or whenever I follow someone on Twitter and that particular person makes a post, I receive a notification on my phone. So notifications for the last decade has been proven that increases user retention and is also very good, way better user experience. But for Web3, we do not have the same user experience as we're used to Web2. That's where push protocol comes in. So let's elaborate what was the situation before in Web3. So first of all, DAOs, there was not a easy way for DAOs to communicate with their community whenever there is a new proposal to vote, right? So I think most of people here are part of some DAOs, and they can in on Discord can get it gets very messy with a lot of messages, and people sometimes miss governance proposals. And one application for push protocol is you receive a notification on your phone whenever there's a new governance proposal for you to vote. Then you just click on the notification, then you are redirected to the website to vote, or a snapshot, or it can be the own protocol governance dashboard so you can cast your vote. The other application that we did not have before is DeFi. So a lot of people get liquidated or used to get liquidated, or people are still getting liquidated to this day. But the point is they're not taking they're not paying attention to their collateral ratio. And it's way better user experience for you to receive a notification actually before you are liquidated. So you actually can take the correct action before. something bad happens. And also for NFT, right? For, let's say there is someone that has a very nice NFT, and the only information that you have for that NFT is that this wallet address owns that NFT, but you don't know that person Twitter profile, you don't know that person Discord handle, so there's no way for you to reach out to that person. And with push, we have push chat. So with their wallet address, then you can send a message and initiate a conversation with that person. Then you can negotiate to, for example, to buy that NFT, or just hang out with someone that has a very nice NFT they're interested in. So the solution that Push Protocol is building, first of all, it is a open communication layer. That means that the end goal for Push Protocol is that anyone can simply run a push node, so they can help decentralize the network. Also, by open communication, that means that anyone can simply go to a push node and fetch information from the push node. For example, hey, give me all the notifications that I have, or hey, give me all the chat messages that I have received. It's open, so anyone can simply make a request to the network and fetch the notifications or chat messages. The notifications, they are dynamic. That means that the notification payload or the notification content is completely up to you to decide how you're going to notify your users. The notification can be a governance proposal. The notification can be a live stream, can be a YouTube video, can be. There is no limit. It's up to your creativity or your use case for your dApp or protocol, how you're going to use the notifications. But there are no limits for your creativity here. Lastly, the solution the push protocol is building is multi-chain. So we are on Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and it's gasless. That point is very important, which is some people think that they have to pay to receive the notifications, but no. You as an end user, if you want to receive the notifications, it is completely free. And to send notifications as well, depending on which how you're going to send the notification, it is also gasless. You only pay for on-chain notifications, which is a very specific use case. But if you want to send notifications from your back end, it is completely gasless. You don't pay to send the notifications. And then lastly, it is platform agnostic delivery. That means that I can receive notifications on my phone. I can receive notifications on my own app. I can display notifications to my end users on my own app. We have browser extensions, so anyone can simply use our React components to display the notifications. So for now, we have sent over 45 million notifications. We have 95,000 subscribers, and subscribers are simply wallets that have clicked the button opt-in to receive the notifications, because the wallet must give consent to receive the notifications. So we have 95,000 different wallets that have clicked opt-in to receive the notifications. And then we have over 600 integrations. And then the integrations, the use case for notifications, as I said before, is completely up to the protocol. We have a lot of DeFi notification use cases, a lot of DAOs, NFT, metaverse, social media, and services. So just showcase different ways. There's no limit on how you're gonna um, send your notifications. So last year we announced Push Chat. So Push Chat is built on top of the notifications. So Push Protocol, we were before the rebrand, we were called EPNS, Ethereum Push Notification Service, and then we rebranded to Push. I'm saying this because the Push Chat protocol that we have built is built on top of notifications. So whenever you send a message, you also receive the notification alongside with the message. So the idea is to emulate the experience that we currently have in Web2 messaging systems like WhatsApp or Telegram. And here's the UI that we have. The UI has changed quite a bit. Here on the left, yeah, just a normal chat UI, nothing different. And here on the right is our mobile application. We have both flavors. We have our own app, we have our mobile app, and we have a third one, which is you can simply use our SDK to build your own UI in your own app. So users don't need to go to Push Protocol app to start messaging. They can message in your own protocol. So users don't need to know that Push Protocol exists. We're just providing SDK, And then how the protocol is going to use the SDK is completely up to them. And what push chat enables? Well, you can start chatting to any wallet. Um, we also have group chat. I think that's one feature very interesting. For a group chat, for example, one application can be used for DAOs. For example, I can create a private group. That means that all the messages are encrypted. Only the group members can read those messages. And we can also token gate a private group. That means that for you to be a member of this group, you must hold, for example, a certain amount of tokens, or you must hold this NFT. So you can start imagine some creative applications for this, right? Specifically for DAOs, you can only join this quote unquote Discord server if you hold this token. But now you can only join this push group chat if you hold this particular NFT. So you can see how easily this can increase user experience in Web3. And yeah, we also provide SDK for this if you want to integrate into your own protocol. Recently, we announced Push Spaces. We announced this in Paris a couple weeks back. And Push Spaces, that is to emulate what we have for Twitter Spaces. I can simply start a space. I can share the link with anyone. Then anyone can simply go click on the link and they can listen to my podcast or my interview or anything that I'm sharing this. I'm sharing there. And it can be access control. The idea is you can create a space that only people who hold a particular token can join that space. People can see, people can give reactions. People react thumbs up, thumbs down, hearts, exactly like Twitter Spaces. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to give the experience, a user experience that we had in Web2, and bring this to Web3. So the experience, the idea is to be completely the same as Twitter Spaces, but instead of using your Twitter ID, you're gonna use your wallet address, your ENS domain, .polygon domain, .lens domain. That's the idea, and that's the UI. That's how it looks like. So the SDK is almost ready. So we're finishing up the React components. So you're gonna have React components that you can import in your own dApp. So you can give this look and feel into your own dApp, where you can schedule spaces, you can share on Twitter Lens. That's the idea. And the UI looks very nice. The design team has worked very hard for this UI. Yeah, so we announced Push Spaces a couple weeks back. We're working on incentivized chat, message gating. There's just some features that we're currently working on, and more info on this. We're going to be sharing very, very soon on those points. I have two videos here that I can quickly show. So here on the left is I'm just showcasing our mobile app, how you can link our mobile app, your mobile app to your account. So just scan a QR code into the Push app, then all your chat messages, they're gonna get instantly loaded into the mobile app. And here on the right, we have my friend here, Madhur. He's the one that is currently developing Push Video, and he's just video calling himself. This is an old UI. It was made a couple months back, but just showcase how video call works. And here on the left, we can see all the notifications here on the phone, and then all the chat messages. Cool. I think we can show what push protocol dApps look like, so people can get a better look and feel how it looks like. So if you go to app.push.org, Emily, if I'm getting close to the time, just let me know.
You have tons of time, but you're showing just your slides. I don't know if you changed the screen.
I did. Yeah, thanks for this. Let me.
We do have a question from the audience. Can we push a notification if two devices using the same dApp are nearby? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that. Oh, like if two people so I guess they're asking if two people are using the same dApp, people get notifications.
Um, yeah, if I got the question right, please let me know in the comments if I got it wrong or right. So the idea is If I, let's say you are a protocol, then I'm I received a notification from your protocol. This notification is gonna be seen into any dApp. So for example, I have push protocol app installed here on my phone, so I'm gonna receive your notification on my phone. I'm gonna receive your notification here in our dApp. I'm gonna receive your notification in any um, UI that implements our SDK. It's platform agnostic delivery, so the notifications quote unquote replicated into any front ends that I have logged in. I don't know if I answered your question, but please let me know if I got it right.
I mean, I think this is possible. My guess is probably more it's not on the push side. I think the way you would do it is like the app itself would recognize when two devices are nearby. There's probably some like Web2 API for like location sharing, and then it would notice that, and then I'm assuming push notifications has like an SDK that you can call based on that, right?
Yeah,
That's the process it would go
yeah,
through.
yeah. So that's the key. It handles all of this. So you just call our SDK function, and then all this process to um, getting to know all the devices, or yeah, devices, whether they're mobile or your laptop, that have push protocol installed. Then we're just gonna notify them. So the SDK handles this.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Makes sense.
Mhm.
I was actually thinking this is weird. My first thought when he was giving this example, I don't know if you've heard of it. There's like a dating app based on location, I think, where it's like if two people on the app are near each other in like a coffee shop, for example, my guess is in a Web3 world, both of them would get a push notification saying like, "Oh, someone you might be interested in is nearby," or something. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Cool. So if you go to app.push.org, that's our current UI. We have the concept of channels. And what channels are simply protocols that have registered into push protocol that they send notifications via push network. So we can see here, for example, CoinDesk, Snapshot, Lens, MakerDAO. So there are protocols that want to notify the users. So for example, me, I have logged in into push protocol app. Let's say that I want to get notifications for ape swap. Then all I have to do here, I click here opt in. So I'm giving consent for this ape swap protocol notify me. See, all I have to do is sign a message. And once I send a message, then I'll start receiving notifications from ape swap. And if at any given moment I don't want to receive notifications from ape swap anymore, I just can come here and opt out. So that's the area where this is one of the things that we have done to prevent spam. If one protocol sends you too many notifications, and you don't want to receive notifications from them anymore, you can just opt out. So this is how it looks for the end user. They simply come here and opt into your channel. For example, BTC tracker. So I receive the BTC price every 6 hours. It's
And this
coming.
is also on mobile, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So if you go to our mobile app, this UI here is completely the same. You just sign messages if you want to receive notifications. And okay, me as an end user, I have opting to receive notifications from Push Protocol or Shapeshift, both of them. So the question is, where do I receive the notifications? So as we saw here, we did not paid. I have me as an end user, I haven't paid anything yet, and actually I'm not gonna pay it at all. So we're gonna see. So I have opted in here. How do I receive the notifications? So here there are multiple ways. So first of all, on push tab, you can see the notifications here, right? For CoinDesk, FabWorld, Shapeshift. So all the notifications are here. We provide these cryptocurrency jobs. So we provide our own UI to see the notifications, but this is not ideal, right? So this UI here is using our own SDK. I'm gonna do a demo here briefly where you can have the same UI in your own app. So for example, if you have a mobile wallet, you're developing a mobile wallet, you can display all these notifications in your mobile wallet. So you can increase um, the user experience in your mobile wallet. So users don't need to know that push protocol exists. Push protocol is just an infrastructure protocol. We provide this UI just to make easier for people to interact with the protocol, but our main product is our SDK, so people can integrate and build use the SDK into their own dApps. So one way to see the notifications are here in the dApp. We also have a browser extension that I have here. See the notifications that are here in the browser extension. In the mobile, I have a phone here. I have Push Protocol installed here, or any crypto front end that integrates Push Protocol. Cool. We just saw how what's the perspective from the end user. Now let's say that I am a protocol, and now let's say I am a DeFi protocol that I want to notify users whenever there's a new governance proposal. How how do I do me as a protocol? How do I notify the users whenever there is a new governance proposal? So the steps are the following. First, if I want to notify the users, first I have to authenticate myself into the protocol. We call this just create a channel. So you go to app.push.org, you click here on the left, create channel, and here you fill here the information. So let me call, what's my channel name? I'm gonna call this my DeFi protocol. The channel can be time bound or not. So the idea is this is very useful for events. So you can after this time your channel this is gonna be auto deleted. So usually for short-term events like 1 weekend or 2 weekends, just set your channel to auto-delete. But for my protocol, I don't need this. From where I'll be sending notifications from, Ethereum mainnet, Polygon BNB, or Polygon ZK EVM. Ethereum mainnet looks good to me. My channel description um, is is my DeFi protocol info, and my channel website URL is gonna be youtube.com because YouTube is nice. Then I just upload a logo. Then I just take push tokens. I don't have any push tokens here, so I'm not going to be able to create the channel, but I have a channel that I have created already, so we can simply go there. So we have a staging app. It's called stage. The URL is staging.push.org, and I have a channel created here where I simply staked the 50 push tokens. So once you create a channel, this is what you see. These some wallets that are from the previous demo that I did, but this is some basic information from your channel. And okay, I have created a channel. Now I can send notification to my end user. So you click on send notifications here on the left. Then I can send notifications. But it's very important that if I want to notify my users, as we saw in the first bit of the demo, my users must first opt in to receive the notifications, right? Because I cannot notify someone without their consent. So on this wallet here, I switch the browsers, right? I'm on the Edge browser now. For this, on this browser, I have opted in for this channel here, demo channel. So if I come here, I type demo channel, that's the channel there, and I have opted into the channel as we can see here. So now I can simply send them a notification. So there are three types of notification. You can send a broadcast notification. That means, hey, notify everybody who has opted into my channel. It can be a targeted notification. That means, hey, notify this address, this particular user. Or it can be a subset, which means an array of addresses. Notify these three addresses, for example. So in this case, for this demo, let's just notify everybody. We can add a title. The subject is going to be my notification title. What's going to be the notification message? My notification message. I can add a call to action link. That means that whenever someone clicks on my notification, they're going to get redirected to whatever website I want. In this case, let's just redirect them to youtube.com. So this is the preview for the notification. looks fine for me. Whenever someone clicks on the notification, they're going to YouTube. So let's send the notification. As we can see, all I'm doing I'm sending the notification. I'm just signing a message. There's no money here. There's no gas involved. It's completely gasless. I only had to pay when I create the channel with 50 push, but that's all. Assign a message. We're preparing the payload. Then we're going to dispatch the notification. I received here a notification. I just received the notification because we sent a broadcast notification. That means notify everybody, including myself. So that's why I received the notification here. If I go to the other browser, I switch to my browser. Let's go to the inbox. And then that's the notification that we just received. If I click here, then we go to YouTube. And if I go here to our browser extension, the notification is still here. If I go to my mobile app, the notification is going to be there. Or if I have a mobile wallet here on my phone that has integrated push protocol SDK, then the notification is going to be displayed there as well. So the notification has been sent to all front ends that have integrated push protocol. And how the notification looks like, they're completely dynamic. For example, let's see here, the notifications is bold, as we can see here. You can send a video. So how you're gonna notify you, the, the look and feel for the notification is completely customizable.
Mm.
So we also have chat here. So let me go to our production app, which is app.push.org. Let me switch network, go back to Ethereum mainnet. Let me sign a message. Yeah, now in the background we're fetching all the chats. So this is how the chat UI looks like, right? So I have the chat messages here. In the mobile app, it's the same UI. So I can send messages to my friends. Um, I can create group chats. I can create my group chat here. Hi, my group. Then the group can be public groups or encrypted private groups, and private groups they are encrypted groups. I can add a group image. I can also video call this user. This user here is 0xFD6. I can just video call this particular user. So that's the idea. And this all and what I like to say we're gonna provide very very soon React components where you can just import all of this, so you can copy and paste this into your own app. As you
Cool.
can, that's the yeah we're currently working on this. And here on the left we have something new that we announced a couple weeks back, which is the spaces. So same thing, we're gonna provide SDKs for this, but we'll provide it here on that so people can just see how it looks like. So I can come here, I'm logged in, that's my wallet. I click here, create your space. I'm gonna call this BTC to the moon. No clickbait at all. Create my space. I can add users here, but for now, no users. Just create a space for myself. And I have created a space. So I come here, my click here on spaces hosted by me. Then I can see my space here. I click here. Then since I am the host of the space, I can start the space here. Should just start. And then the space has started. Now I'm currently live. Then I can simply come here and then I can invite members. I can share this space link to other users so they can copy and paste into other existing social media. So they can simply listen to my space here, my podcast here. So that's how it looks like. And all this here, this component here, we're going to be sharing in our SDK very soon. So you can also provide the same experience into your own app. So for now, let me end this space and close. So this is our latest product that we currently have announced.
Whoa. Very cool. Oh my god, so much has changed
Yeah,
since I last talked to you.
yeah,
I do want to address some questions before we continue again. So someone had a question about the staking. So to my understanding, you need 50 push to like create a channel. I'm assuming on Girly testnet, do you guys provide is there like a push faucet if they want to test it?
That's a good question. We do have a faucet. So if you're in staging, we do have a faucet. It should be on the UI itself. Then you can simply mint fake push. So you can stake 50 push to create our channel.
Okay, cool. But once they want to go mainnet, that's on them because it's yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So here I'm on the mainnet. So yeah, you can buy um yeah, yeah. You can buy push tokens and then
Okay, through any exchange or I guess only.
yeah, the exchanges that we have, I'm not aware. I know some of them they have, but I'm not aware. We're on Uniswap,
Mm,
Time Swap as well, but that's as far as I know.
yeah, yeah. And then so I mean, this person you don't need 50 ETH.
No,
You
no.
need 50 push.
50
Um,
can retire.
yeah, but you can I guess buy push with ETH.
Yeah.
Um, what's next? So I was gonna ask, is push on? I know push is on Linea testnet. At least notifications. I'm not sure about Linea mainnet. Can they use chat and spaces right now on Linea as well?
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. They can use it. For notifications, yeah, I think we're on testnet. For the mainnet, I have to check with the smart contract team because they have to deploy the contracts, and I don't know, I don't have the date for this, but we're currently for this second half of the year, we're gonna be deploying on a lot of chains. So yeah, gonna when we're gonna deploy the smart contract into Linea mainnets. I don't have the dates, but I can say very soon because this is going to be the focus of our second semester.
Okay, woohoo. I had another question about how do we integrate, I guess, push into existing dApps? Will they have to upgrade their smart contracts? Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually a good question. So we have there are mainly, I would say, two ways of how you can send notifications. There are off-chain notifications and on-chain notifications. So on off-chain notifications, the notification that we send here, right from the dApp, or notification that you send from your backend that we're gonna see here very soon. If you want to send on-chain notifications, like a notification from your smart contract, like no backend, nothing, no manual notification directly from your smart contract, it is possible. For this, then you have to pay the gas fees involved in this. But if you want to send an on-chain notification, it is one smart contract called to our communicator contract. So if you go to docs.push.org, then you can click here. You can see my screen, right?
yeah.
Cool. If you go to docs.push.org, then we have a section here called sending notifications. Then we have multiple ways of how you can send notifications from subgraphs, SDK, from the dApp. If you want to use your smart contract, then you have to call our send notification function in our smart contract. And then, yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, cool. So I guess if they want to send something triggered by the smart contract action. So I did this for mine. Anytime like unlist was called on my smart contract, it would send a notification. They would have to upgrade their smart contract in order to accommodate that
Yeah.
change. Um, but otherwise, for off chain notifications, could they do that purely through like the SDK and just
The,
upgrade the front end?
yeah, you're right. It's completely this. So if you want to send completely in their dApp, so they don't need to upgrade their smart contracts, they just use their SDK and they just upgrade their dApp, and that should be it.
Okay, awesome. Wow, this has changed. Oh my god, this is so cool. Like chat, Twitter. So I mean, like I'm really excited. I think when I talk about like early dApps on Linea, and people ask me like, "What should I be building?" I think everyone has their own opinion. There's an element of like we need DeFi dApps to add liquidity. People are really excited about that in general because I think that was the first real use case of crypto Web3. But I'm super bullish on like social. That you guys added Twitter Spaces, but in like that's insane. You're amazing. I'm so impressed. Um, but is there anything else you guys wanted to share or
Yeah,
demo?
yeah, I can show a quick demo how you can integrate this. We saw here how to send notifications manually. Now we can see how can I add this into my front end or back end. So all the code here, I'm gonna be sharing just some code snippets here. Everything is I just copy and paste from the documentation. So if you just go to docs.push.org, if you want to send notifications using the SDK, just click here, using push SDK. And then here you have all the information how to send the notification. So you just call the send notification function, and then you fill the notification payload, and then that should be it. So let's do this right now. So let me just open my Visual Code here. Cool. So let me open this. So I have a folder here called sending notifications. So this is how it looks like. So
Can you
what
make it a little bigger, please?
is
Okay.
better?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. So what this code is doing is I'm just importing my channel private key. So what does it mean? So when I let me go back here. So when I create my channel here, let me go to staging push.org networks. Cool. I have this channel here, and the channel, whenever we say channel address, the channel address is the same address as my wallet address here. So this is my channel address. And when we say channel private key, it means the private key for this wallet here. We probably should rename this so it's easier for people to understand, but that's the idea. So this is my channel address, and my channel private key is in this case, my MetaMask private key. So I just extracted my private key from this channel, and then just imported my .env. Then I just instantiate the signer. And in this case, I'll be sending notification for this wallet here, 0x5D6, which in this case is just this guy here. And my channel address is just my MetaMask address, this one. Just copy this one and add it here. And my notification title and notification body. So let me change this to a Arnold. And my notification body is my notification body. And in this function, async function here, I'm just calling the SDK, the send notification function. So let me run this. So let me do ts node index sent, and the SDK ran. So if I go here, I received something on the bottom right. I don't know if you guys saw. If I just refresh my page, then I'm gonna see my notification here, and see we have this chain icon here. When I click here, I'm going to YouTube, because the notification that I have sent, I have this CTA, which is the call to action link. So whenever I click on the notification, I'm redirected to YouTube, and this is what's happening here. So I send a notification using the SDK, which is very nice. So what's the next step? I have sent a notification. Now I want to display the notifications to my end user. So I have another repo here. Let me close this. So I have this repo here. Let me close this. This folder here called frontend. And the idea, I'm just copying and pasting code from our documentation as well. So in this case, I want to integrate notifications on my front end. So I click here, integrating front end, then integrating notifications. Then I just have to copy and paste all the code. Oh, I think it's here. SDK packages, yeah, UI web, push support chat. Yeah, so that's the code, how to display the notifications. We just have a React component called notifications item. So I just copy this code and paste it here, or you can simply take a look. Nothing fancy. All this code is doing here is React component, the user effect. I have this function here that whenever the app instantiates, I call this get feeds function under the SDK, which is to fetch all the notifications. So feeds and notifications, they can be used interchangeably. So I just get all the notifications, then I set here on the state variable. So here I have all the notifications from this address. Um, and when I have all the notifications, I just created this custom React component. I'm just passing all the notifications down to my notification item component. And how does it look like? It looks like this. So you can see all the notifications right here. See, this what we see here, the same as here. Then you can customize the color, how it looks like, the font. All of this you can customize. And lastly, I see this opt-in button here. So the idea is users don't need to go to push protocol dApp to opt into a channel. You can just create a button here, in your own dApp. So once users click, they can sign into your channel right in the dApp, so they can start receiving the notifications. So, like, you have the end-to-end experience for your users without leaving your dApp to receive notifications, to opt in to receive notifications. Everything, users don't need to go to push protocol front end for this. I can briefly show for the chat integration as well. The idea is the same as for notifications. We have SDK for everything. And all this code is doing, just copy from the documentation as well. I'll be just sending a chat message. Right, so, okay, so this is a function. So to send a chat message, we just need two steps actually before sending the chat messages. First, I need to fetch my user information. So I'm fetching the user related to this signer.address. It's going to be from this private key here. So just import my address private key here. I get the user object from push protocol. Then I decrypt my user private key, because push network doesn't hold any private keys. We just hold them encrypted. So you encrypt these in the client, and then just send a message. In this case, we're gonna sending a message, not Ohio. Can send hello world. I'll be sending this message, the type text message, and we're gonna be sending this message to this guy here. And we are on staging environment. So let me come back here, chat send message. Let me run this. We're going to be sending a chat message to this guy here, FD6. The message was sent. So this address here, if I'm not mistaken, is this one here. I'm on staging. If I go here to my chat, just sign a message. It's fetching all the messages in the background. And I see here the chat message. It's decrypting all the messages. It's here. So the message that I have sent in the SDK, it is here. That's the idea. So we have, I just want to show this as well. We have a very nice repo with all SDK functionality. So if you go to github.com Ethereum, so if you go to our GitHub repo, is Ethereum push notification service /push SDK. So this is our SDK repo. So under packages here, I have a folder called examples. So this is the best way, of course, along with the documentation, with code samples of how you can integrate the SDK. So if we go here to SDK backend node, chat, it's here on chat.js. So here is all the chat SDK functions that we currently have, how to get all your chat history, how to get latest chat, how to get all the chat messages, how to get all the user information, how to decrypt your PGP key information. So that's the idea. We have created this repo, and this repo has been proven very useful for hackathons, where hackers can simply come here, understand the code very quickly, and then just copy and paste and adapt to their use case. But I highly recommend everyone who wants to integrate push, take a look into our SDK examples. folder, so you can get a pretty good grasp of how we're doing stuff. And all the SDK functions, they're here. So it's a very lengthy one. So this goes very well with the documentation.
Can they find this link in the documentation?
You can, but I can send this to you if you want as well, so you can share with people.
Yeah.
But you can totally find the docs.
Okay. There's a few questions. I think just to clarify, when you stake push, it's not like the same thing as staking on Ethereum. They don't give you. Do you get rewards back?
Okay, yeah, not for now. Not for now. The idea is just take when you create a channel, you stake 50 push, but it is to prevent spam. It is just to prevent people from spamming, creating a bunch of channels that are not there that are not useful. So you stake 50 push, and if for any given reason you want to unstake 50 push, then you can do this. Then you unstake, then your channel will be deactivated, so you will no longer be able to send notifications from this, but there is no reward involved. And just a side note, the staking of push is just for the notifications. For chat and for spaces, you don't need to stake anything. It's just for the notifications. If you are a protocol and you want to notify users, if you just want to receive the notifications, no staking is there.
Okay, cool. And then there's some questions about like where all this information is stored. So I guess this guy was asking, where are notifications stored? Are they encrypted or signed? But I think this probably extends to like, where do you guys store the chat messages or the video and the audio and all of that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So all the notifications, they are stored on the push network, and the notifications then can be both. They can be in plain text, like plain text, or encrypted. All both notifications, they are stored on the push network. So whenever you fetch all the notifications, like here, I'm just fetching the notifications from the push network. And in this case here, all the notifications, they are in plain text. And for notifications, there are some use cases, a lot of use cases where it's okay to have notifications in plain text. For example, for my information in the blockchain, which is public already. So you can just, for example, notify users about get liquidated. Or if there is a sensitive information, like you want to notify a user in a private manner, we have also encrypted notifications. The SDK provides this as well. So you just pass one more parameter, then only the receiver of the notification can decrypt this. And the notifications, they are stored on the push network. For the chat messages, they are stored on the push network as well, and IPFS. So we we replicate the messages on IPFS as well. So the idea is you can just run an IPFS node and download all your chat messages. So you don't need to rely on push protocol to store your messages. So you can just have a backup of all your chat messages in your own IPFS node if that's something you want. But for chat messages, we store both on push network and on IPFS.
Okay, this is a dumb question, but what does it mean to be stored on the push network?
Hmm. Yeah. So we have push nodes. So it's just that the on this piece of software we just store all the notifications and chat messages in this node on database. That's the idea. And for now, we are running the nodes. But what's the end goal for push? And that's we're currently working on is for the community to be able to run these nodes. So the
Mm,
community will have a replica of the database in their own nodes. So they can just they don't need to trust. They can always verify that everything is stored correctly. And yeah, even though we are storing all the notifications in the network, everything is signed. So we have something called verification proof. So any end user or anyone can simply get the notification and verify that the notification was not tampered with. It's just a signature, and we have done this just to, I mean, as it should be done, right? We don't need to. You don't need in Web3. We have this mantra: we don't trust, we verify. So that's the what we do. We can always verify that notifications they are indeed valid and haven't been tampered with.
okay, cool. That makes sense. Um, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Mm, I think that's all that I have.
Okay,
I have for today.
cool. I guess we could just end with maybe if you had an idea of like a dream dApp built with
Hmm.
push.
Okay, that's a good question. I I'm very interested in. I think socials are very interesting. I like socials as well. I think most of our lives spent nowadays in social media, right? So how we can integrate, how we can improve user experience using push protocol, I think is fantastic. Adding video calls into social apps, um, yeah, chat messaging, Twitter Spaces or push Spaces. I think that's fantastic. I love everything related to NFTs as well. Like, whenever someone's selling an NFT, I find the idea of reaching out to that NFT holder, like as a chat message. I can simply talk to the NFT holder so I can negotiate a better price. I think this is fantastic,
Mhm.
because now people are, they're not numbers, they are just real people behind the NFT, so we can just talk to that person. I think this is fantastic, like NFT marketplaces and everything related to social applications. I find this very, very interesting.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you so much for this really intensive overview. I learned a lot. Wow, I'm so excited. So many cool things are new. I'm excited for your push to be on Linea in the upcoming later half of the year. But
Yep.
anyways, thank you so much for spending your Tuesday with me and everyone else who joined and asked questions. And I guess it's time to say goodbye. I'm gonna